In this video, we'll be discussing the classic Boston accent.
All I'm saying, this is our time. I was over in the bleacher bar, and I'm telling you, it was like 70% Yankee fans, dude. And I went and I says, man, there's going to be a lot of disappointed people in this bar. This is monumental, dude. This is our time!
Now, to be clear, I'm not saying that everybody in Boston sounds like this, but this is an accent that you're likely to hear in the region. With that being said, in this video, we'll be discussing where the accent comes from and some key features. Let's get into it. Before Boston was Boston, the land was home to indigenous peoples. Then came the British in 1630, a colonial settlement planted on indigenous land, and with it came British dialects. As the colony grew, so did its labour force, by way of enslaved black people. After independence, waves of immigrants began arriving in the region, Irish fleeing famine in the 1840s and Italians at the turn of the century. The Great Migration also brought thousands of black Americans north, adding a new dimension to the region's linguistic variety. And in more recent times, migration from all over continues to shape how the region sounds. Now, with that historical context in mind, let's discuss some key components of this accent. The first is that dropped R. You'll hear this with words like car, park, and Harvard. You may hear something closer to car, park, Harvard. Listen to these clips which do a much better job of illustrating this point.
So the guy who was arrested for that crazy home invasion in Beverly, turns out he's an ex-boyfriend of one of the housekeepers who worked at the mansion. Amaje Brown, 25 years old, from Lynn, pleaded not guilty to multiple charges in Salem District Court on Tuesday. He's been ordered held without bail pending a dangerousness hearing that's coming up on April 21st. We found out that Brown had $300,000 in cash and gold items in his car when he was arrested.
All right, guys, let's talk about Boston accents. Let's really do a deep dive in Boston accents. Let's just get into it. There is a Mark Wahlberg accent, there is a Bobby Brown accent, and then you have an accent that's really next to nothing and it's very lighter. Now, does it mean that they didn't grow up in the city? No, it just means based on the household they lived in, your parents, your aunt, your cousins, however you lived, that person either had a darker tone. In my opinion, I was raised in the city.
The second feature is that broad A. Take a word like can't or dance. That A in the middle will be stretched. Listen to this.
Quick pause, because everybody keeps commenting on my accent. This is exactly how I talk. I'm from Medford, born and raised. If you don't know where Medford is, right? Medford is north out of Boston. It's like 5 minutes out of Boston north, okay? It takes me 15 minutes to get to Logan Airport from my house in Medford. Canton is south of Boston. It's probably about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on the traffic situation that's going on 93, okay? Different sides of Boston. Medford has their own Boston accent. I can't drop it.
Now, notice how everything with an A in the middle sounds elongated. Let me know what you think about the points mentioned so far down in the comments below. Whilst there, if you're enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now, the third point I'd like to discuss is a distinct rhythm. The Boston accent has a very distinct rhythm and cadence. Listen to this.
I grew up around the corner from the start of the Boston Marathon on the shores of Ashland State Park.
I was brought up in Boston my whole life. My mother, my grandmother, my grandfather, my aunts, my brother, my sister, they all live in Charlestown.
I'm originally from Salty. I reside in Quincy now, home of the presidents. Doesn't sound as good as I'm from South Boston. You got a problem with that?
I was born in Medford. I was raised in Billerica. My dad used to paint the fireboat in Boston Harbor.
People will laugh at me all the time at work, like, what are you doing on Tuesday? On Tuesday, I'm going to the bar, have a beer, because I'm playing darts.
I have been tortured for years by my family and friends over my Boston accent, and I wouldn't change a thing.
No one can really understand me. It's pretty funny, and it doesn't help that I mumble, you know,
They understand what I'm saying, because that's what happens when you speak a true Boston accent. I'm just saying.
I'm out in Colorado. I'm teaching middle school. When I say to my students, are you doing any drawing and art? They have no idea what I'm talking about. They don't understand me.
Now, the fourth point I'd like to discuss is that open vowel sound with short O words. Take a word like job, stop, or coffee. You'll really hear that open vowel sound in the middle. So instead of an O, it sounds more like an AH. Listen to this.
All those times throughout my life where I was bullied and just taunted or made fun of or made to be felt that I was not good enough or I didn't fit in, that kind of pushed me to be okay with some of the comments I receive on social media. For instance, I definitely get a lot of comments about my voice, and I definitely came to expect that when I started putting myself out there on the internet, because I definitely have a different voice, and that's been a topic of conversation my whole life. So I had to get used to that. It definitely hurt in the beginning hearing comments about my voice. But the one thing that was special about me going on social media is the people who love makeup and are passionate about makeup, they're gonna find you.
Now, to be clear, I'm not saying that all Bostonians sound like this. In fact, this is an accent that's disappearing for a number of reasons. With that being said, what would be interesting to know is what you guys think about this accent. Let me know down in the comments below. If you like accents, culture, and language, I've got a newsletter where I discuss this stuff every week. I'm going to link it down in the description. If you found this video useful, feel free to share it to somebody else who may find it interesting. I'm going to link my other Accent Explained videos up here. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.